All right. I believe we are recording now. I think. Okay, sure. All right. So I am really excited to have this talk with you guys because I just jumped on my stories before we did this call, and tough love used to scare me. I didn't want to hear it. I only wanted to hear the good stuff. If it's not happy, if it's not positive, I was not comfortable with that at all, because I felt like if someone was giving me tough love or constructive criticism, that was a negative thing, even though they were just trying to help me. It was just really hard for me to hear. But over the past 4 years, I have learned to love it, and to just embrace it and just to take everything in, because anytime someone gives you tough love, you guys, it's because they care a lot and they see the potential in you. So when you're feeling like that sweating feeling when someone's kind of like, giving you something that you can improve upon, take a deep breath, take notes, and then, read it afterwards, but know that it comes from a place of so much love. Like, this person believes in you that much, and they trust you're not going to run away. So they're going to give you this tough love because they know that you're worth more and capable of more. So that's where this call is coming from. I don't think I'm going to do anything too crazy tough love, but it is a tough love based call. So how to rock the fourth quarter. And we're about there, you guys. We're like a hair away. That's the last 3 months of the year. And this is when a lot of people stop. This is when a lot of people get discouraged and say, I had goals for elite. I'm nowhere close. That can be for 2021. This year was hard. COVID, busy mom. This year was just too much. I'm just going to wait until the new year to really push. No, because you guys, there are going to be a lot of people that do this. Not you guys, but there are going to be a lot of people that do this. And guess what? People are watching them, and they're going to see them fall off, and they're going to be like, oh, well, I'm probably I've been thinking about starting my journey because New Year's coming, and this chick just straight up gave up on herself, and I was watching her. So probably need to go find some new inspiration and new motivation. That's going to be you guys, because you're not going to freaking give up or rip yourself a new one or tear yourself down because this year hasn't gone like you wanted it to go so far. 3 months. If you guys truly take these things and plug in for 3 consistent months, maybe you don't get all the way there, but guess what, you guys, you're not going to stop. People are going to continue to see you be consistent, and you're going to get somewhere. You're going to keep the momentum going. Your business isn't going to crash and burn. You're not going to feel like crap. You're not going to lose all of that progress and time that you've put into your business because you haven't got there because it's September. This is a call about recommitting. So that is our focus. Recommit. It's like having a client and they fall off the horse, and you tell them, well, guess what? Monday's coming, or tomorrow, whatever, if it's Wednesday. I'm just using Monday because most, that's what a lot of people think, well, Monday's a fresh start. I can start over. Take a deep breath. You can always decide to start over. You can always decide to recommit regardless of what's already happened. It's just a decision. You get to make it, right? You're in full control of your actions, and you get to decide if you're going to move forward or if you're going to let the rest of the year crumble. But you guys, you're on this call. You're on this call for a reason, because you're serious about your business. You showed the heck up. You're on here live, and that speaks volumes to both Sherry and I. And that really shows us wow, okay, these girls, they don't want to dabble anymore. They're either ready to dive in harder if you're already fully committed, which that's amazing. And if you're not, then it's time to recommit and freaking go hard for these last 3 months and show people that you're here to stay plus freaking more. All right. So the things that I truly think you need to recommit to these last 3 months to continue pushing that momentum and building your business are these next things. So if you don't have a notebook or you don't have your notes section open on your phone, now is the time. I see some notebooks. Awesome. All right. Recommit to your journey. You guys are not going to go anywhere if you aren't showing people, number one, our products work, but number two, that you genuinely love them and stick to them consistently. And our number one job is ourselves first. If we're not taking care of ourselves, what are we doing? Like we're not doing our job. You can't put anyone else first if you're putting yourself on the back burner, because if you're not committed to your journey, in terms of this is, your fitness, your nutrition, if you're not committed to this, you're not feeling it. And those people watching you aren't feeling it. They're like, yeah, she says she's doing this, but I'm following her. And like, sometimes she works out, or like, I don't see her work out every single day, or, she drinks, I don't know, she drinks wine every single night. No judgment if you do this. Don't, I'm just throwing examples out there. That was a bad one. You know what I'm saying? If they don't see you doing the things, or they see you doing something totally opposite of the things, it's not going to serve you, and it's not going to serve them. Balance. But you guys know what it means to go all in and be consistent. That doesn't mean being a fake person. That doesn't mean not having treats or enjoying your life, because this is a lifestyle. This isn't a diet. This isn't temporary. This is a long-term lifestyle that's sustainable. But if you're not on it, if you haven't finished a program fully, if you're not following your program, if you're not sharing your program. So you guys, in your notebook, I put a bunch of questions on each slide, and they're super quick answers for the most part. So I want you to answer every single one of these. This is a gut check. This is part of that tough love. And I want you to be honest for every single one of them, so you can go back and read this when this call is done. So what program are you doing right now? What day are you on? And then what are you doing next? It's so important to have, even if you don't have like a super solid idea, you've been thinking about it. You have a couple options, you have a week or so until you fully commit and decide, but you're thinking about that, and you're going to share that with your people. But you got to commit, and you have to stick to a program, and you have to tell people. People want to know what day you're on. They want to know. They're nosy like that. I'm like that. I'm like, oh, she's doing this. Okay, what day are you on? Like, are you almost done? Like, what are you doing next? Like, I like that because it shows consistency. Consistency is contagious, you guys. People are attracted to results, and they want to see success too. So if they don't see that in you, why are they going to join you to bother trying what we do if they don't even see it works, for yourself? And like I said before, it's not about sharing just the good days. Like it's about being real and connecting with people on a real level, because I have pizza, I have wine, I had all the things this weekend. I had all the things and I shared it. But that's balance. People also saw me meal prep today, and I'm going to tell them tomorrow, like, I have 2 more workouts left and a stretch day. I don't want to do the stretch day, but I'm going to do it because it's 21 days long and I'm going to finish it. So this is number 1, you guys. If you're struggling and you're not seeing that success you want to see, it all starts with you. Because if you're not feeling good, you're not going to want to show up. Your people are going to see that you're not feeling good. This is numero freaking uno. So be real with yourself and make a plan if you don't have one, or if you need help. That's obviously why Sherry and I are here. Okay. Number 2, recommit to personal development. Part of me wanted to put this above your journey, but this is a part of your journey. It's separate from the health and the fitness. This is our wellness, but you guys, it starts up here. It starts up here. And it took me so long to learn that. Even as a new baby coach, I was so focused on like skinnier and lose the fat. It was still so ingrained in my brain. But until I started finding books that served me, what I mean by that is, if you're reading something just because you're in a group and someone told you to read it, and you're literally just like reading it just to read it, to say you read a chapter, to say you read 10 pages, please stop. Please stop what you're doing. Don't stop reading, don't stop listening, but like, research, ask someone, throw a question up in your team page, ask Sherry or I. There's like hundreds upon thousands of different personal development tools, and it doesn't have to be a book. There's podcasts, there's inspirational videos on YouTube. There's so many things. We have a meditation program now. Like, there's really no excuse to be making that small amount of time for yourself every single day. So I want to know, what are you listening to right now? You can even put this in the chat if you want. Sometimes it's nice to kind of share what we're really enjoying. So what are you reading? What are you listening to that's really serving you, that you find when you sit down and listen to this, like, you feel that mental shift? it's just, it's just what you needed that morning. It's just what you needed to read or listen to before you went to bed to kind of set the tone. Because physical results are important, but you guys, that confidence and just that peace and that mental well-being, it's all up here, and it starts with finding something that fuels you and serves you or teaches you that you're enjoying. Are you enjoying it? It's so important, you guys. And I didn't do this in the beginning. Now, there were some books, like I think I read, one of those books for me was The Compound Effect. A lot of people love it. And for me, I didn't love it, but I read it because I was supposed to read it. And I did take a few things away, but did I fully love it? No. Is there another book that I might have enjoyed more that maybe had a similar message? Maybe, but if you just get rid of it, stop reading it, stop listening to it, but find something new, like ASAP, ask someone, or we can help you. And then, are you listening to it daily? I know it's really easy to wake up and turn off your alarms and go straight to Instagram, go straight to Facebook, go straight to your email, right to your boot camps. And then all of a sudden your brain is just like to-do list, to-do list, to-do list. And then it's really hard to kind of flip the switch and focus on yourself again and be like, oh yeah, but I need to read my devotional. Oh, but like I need to respond to this. And oh man, she had a question and this person's not super happy. Like, for me, that doesn't serve me. So I guess that's an example for me. If I get on my phone and I'm plugged into everyone else already and it's 6 a.m., it's really hard for me to refocus and work on me first. So I kind of want to challenge you guys to do that. I know not everyone gets up and works super early in the morning. We have different schedules, but whatever, time you're about to sit down and make that time for you, don't look at your phone first. Try not to look at your computer first. Like, truly make whatever it is, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, that time for you, because you deserve that. We're number one. Again, this is part of putting yourself first so that you can fully show up for everyone else and feel good, to feel on top. Okay, number 3, recommit to social media. I get it. Some days are hard. Some days you don't want to stare into your phone. Some days I want to chuck my phone across the room and I don't want anyone to see my face. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to post. I don't want to do anything. I have days like that. We all have days like that. It's hard to always be on some days. It is. And I do think it's important to find balance. Like for me, Sundays I'm on, but I'm not on as much. And people just know that. It's more of a rest day. It's more of a family day. So I don't just go away, but people know that this is like, okay, like she's not going to be like blowing up her stories. Like I might see her on here X amount of times, but they get to know that. And I think if you talk to your people or you decide to make a day like that, that helps too. But outside of that day, you guys, we need to be on and, be on and be real. If you're having a hard day, be on, be real. And that doesn't mean you need to be in your phone every single hour sharing something. But I hear a lot of people say they don't have time to post on their stories. And I'm sorry, you guys, 4 stories is 1 minute. I'm not going to listen to anyone tell me you don't have a minute of your day to post 4 stories. Okay, so do you have 3 minutes? That's 12 stories. Awesome. And you can spread that out, throughout your whole entire day. So think about it like that, because sometimes it is a little much when you think about stories and posting and my boot camps and all the things and all the groups that I'm in. But if you really just take the time to think about, well, how much time does that really take me? How much time does it really take to make a post? A 15-second story, showing up in my boot camp for 10 minutes to just give everyone a positive, commenting on their things. It doesn't take that long, but it's so important that we're there, because you guys, this is the time of the year. I'm telling you, this last quarter of the year, the whole year is crucial, but like you guys, more so now than ever, because the new year is coming. People are getting re-inspired. That's what this is for. And people are going to start watching you now. They're not going to wait until like the last week of December to see if you're someone who's super consistent. No, they're going to want to see that you're consistent for a hot second, and that they're going to be able to count on you, not just for January, but for February and March. And, that whole next year to come, that they're with you. So I want to know, be honest with yourself, gut check time. How often do you post on your stories? And that can be in terms, so, is it daily, every other day? How many? I don't think that there's a magic number. I have never paid attention to that. Like, oh, 20 is the magic number. Like 20 is what it needs to be. No, but when you wake up, say good morning, sprinkle some throughout the day, say good night. Sometimes it's just a boomerang of me falling asleep to watching The Office. But again, that still connects me to my people. I know Amanda loves The Office. Like, we talk about that and we connect that way. So it's something as simple as that. So you don't have to be on there talking all day, but you need to be. So are you talking on your stories? Get uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The sooner you can do that, the easier this gets, and the more people are going to get to know you. It's, I don't remember where I heard this, but boomerangs don't build a business. They don't. They're cute and they're fun, but it's not going to help anyone trust you more. It's not going to help anyone get to know you more as a person. They can't hear your voice. They can't feel your energy. And that's huge, you guys. Energy is everything. And that doesn't mean you have to be this super hyper, overactive person, but they're going to feel your love and your energy for what you do through your voice. So just talk, even if it's just once a day, because I know some of you are super, super new. That's fine. But don't not talk all day. 1 15-second story, just do it. And then you're going to start doing 2 and 3. And then you're going to be like, I just talked like 6 times. Who is this girl? Because it just gets easier and it gets fun because people start commenting because you're talking and they feel like they know you. And then everything just starts to flow and it gets so much more fun when people get to know you, because then you get to reach out and connect to them. And it's just more natural and it flows and you're going to love it. Are you inviting in your stories, right? Call to action posts are awesome, you guys, but video, I truly feel that video is where it's at right now. So if you're, being in your stories and inviting people as well, and I've already done like a inviting thing on Instagram. I've done a different training on that, but you guys use all the things, use a poll, use the slider, DM me, or, eventually when you guys have over 10,000 followers, there's a swipe up, which is freaking amazing. We have so many different options for people to quietly reach out to us. Vote on a poll, slide. So invite through your stories once a day. And it doesn't have to be super structured or set up. Like, maybe you finished your workout and you guys are drenched in sweat. Like, that was a freaking hard workout, but it makes me feel so much stronger every day. Like, I'm lifting 20 pounds now, like in this workout. Who am I? And I never thought, 3 months ago that I would be here. And I want to help other women feel as freaking strong as I do. And we're kicking off again next month. And I would love to have you join me, 15 seconds, have a poll, whatever it is, and be authentic about it. But you need to be doing it, because if we don't invite, they don't know that they can join us. Are you being yourself in your stories? It's really easy when you become a coach. And I was there my first few months. I absolutely was, to think you have to become this totally different person. And you have to think, your brain just like a switch flips for a lot of people, and they just like stop being themselves because they feel like they have to be Beachbody coach robot and only talk about the coach things. And no, that's like the total opposite of what people want. They want to know that like your kid just had a huge blowout, or like you just dropped a whole bottle of wine on the floor. Like, awesome, cool. Has this ever happened to you? Or I don't even know, or that you just got a puppy. It's like sharing all of the things, but just being yourself and just being crazy authentic. That's the only way you're going to truly find your people, not just your clients, but your team and your tribe. That is how you're going to find your people. And like I said, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the only way to do it, and to just do it. And then posting. So how often are you posting? I really feel like Instagram has taken a turn. Like, something is shifting, something's different. Personally, you guys, for me, I've noticed that like my posts, like I'm not getting as many likes, and I'm like, something's like different in the air. I don't know what's going on, but just know things are always changing. It's always morphing. It's always adjusting. But there's always trainings out there and things too of people who are like, hey, this is what's going on. But I think posting at least once a day, I think it's a great place to start, especially as a new coach. I think it's important that people see you show up every single day, not just stories, but like throwing a post out there. And like I said, it can be fitness. It can be your real life. It could be you meal prepping. It could be anything, not just coaching things. But I feel, and at the end of the call, sure, you can kind of hop and maybe give, or you can right now, if you have your 2 cents on that. But I think posting once a day is solid.
The only thing that I'll say is that during COVID, like I think everybody went online during COVID, and it clouded everything up with a lot of noise. And then the people who are consistent kind of are the cream of the crop, right? The cream rises to the top. And I know that people are looking when I don't post, I post every day. I don't do it at a certain time, and maybe I should. Like that dependability and the consistency, people look forward to that. But this is also an opportunity to be creative. And even just right now, like Sarah, you're just lighting my fire right now. I love this business because we can learn from each other. Like I learn from my coaches. I learn from new coaches. I learn from Sarah. I learn from my coach. Like lean into this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why aren't we doing brainstorm sessions to do social media creativity? Because that's kind of where I hit some obstacles, where I'm just like, I'm tired, I don't have the extra creativity. And I drop yes in the chat if you can agree and you relate to that. Jennifer's like, yeah dude, like, and it's hard to show up, and it's not because you're not committed, and it's not even because you need tough love. It's because you're a little burned out and you're like tapped out on creativity. I do photo shoots for a living. Like reels made my head spin. I'm like, no, I'm tired. I don't want to do a reel. I don't have the creativity. But when I said, okay, but Sherry, you can. So why don't you just take a second and think about it and lean into that? I'm like, why don't we all just come together and figure out some fun ass shit to do together instead? So stay tuned. I'm going to be announcing a brainstorming creativity session for our group to for both of our teams if we want to plug in and kind of take our social media to the next level. That's all I have to say.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Am I frozen? Oh no, internet, don't do this. It said my internet was unstable. Are we good? Oh man.
Oh, okay. She's where'd she go? There she is.
Oh Lord have mercy.
No, you're good. You're good.
It said my internet was unstable. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back to it. Oh, not Google.
You're back in.
All right. Wait, hold on. Hold on. All right. Where's share my screen? Oh, there we go. Share screen. We're good. It's okay. Technical difficulties, they happen. Oh, MG. Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay, we're back. We good? Can you see it? Awesome. Okay, continuing on. Okay. I think this is number 4, right? So reconnect to reaching out. The scary thing, the last thing that a lot of people do, and I'm not gonna lie, for me, most days, it's the last thing that I wanna do. I enjoy being creative and like editing and Canva and talking to my own team because it's comfortable. It takes less work for me personally, but that's not what builds a business. It's not. And like I said, you got to get uncomfortable, or you got to be comfortable with just getting uncomfortable, because it's strange talking to strangers from the get-go. So if you're super new, you guys, so start with diving into your warm market. That's still reaching out. Talk to the people you already know. And you know, how many friends do you have on your Facebook? Hundreds of people. And maybe it's going to be uncomfortable, but that's how we build a business. Connections. We are a business of relationships and connections. And you guys, I have truly made some of my best friends through this. That lives so far away. And if you told me that before I started coaching, I would never have believed you. I wouldn't. And Tyler wouldn't have either. He'd be like, yeah, okay, sure. Awesome. But because I reached out to tons of the girls on my team, like I would have never met them. I would have never connected with them. To start, not just building a business, but, for me, that's what I needed, was building friendships. But you have to do it. And that comes from doing all the other things before: showing up for yourself, fueling yourself, being yourself, and showing up. It makes it so much easier to reach out when you're like on top of your game. You know, when you're getting results, it's not hard to reach out to someone and be like, hey, I know we've been talking for a hot second and I haven't brought this up, but I'm feeling amazing. Like I feel on top of the world right now and I can't not share this, especially since I feel like we're vibing and we've just connected over the past week, you know, and explain what you have coming next and ask them if they want to join you. You want to join me? Like, I'm excited to do this next program. I'd love to have you just join me. So when all those other things are aligned, this is easy, right? So the gut check questions. So what are you personally doing to attract your people? Are you sharing things outside of health and fitness? Are you only sharing your sweaty selfie in your workout, which is really easy to get into that rut? I'm super guilty of that because I always put myself first every single morning. So it's easy for me to show up with a sweaty selfie. But people who are new to health and fitness or who aren't super familiar with all of that, you know, they need that community, real friendship, real person connection. Maybe they don't, you know, connect with that at all. So not just showing up for your workouts, but like what makes you you? If you guys don't know that yet, if you're like, girl, I don't even know, like, I'm just a mom and I do laundry and dishes and I'm working from home because COVID, and then I go to bed at night and I wake up and I do the same freaking thing. Then you need to find something to sprinkle in there. Again, I'm guilty of that, you guys. I'm working on finding creative outlets. Maybe you like to sew. Maybe there is a TV show that you love. You guys make that a part of your brand. Make that a part of what you post. There are some diehard like Grey's Anatomy and Friends. I talked about The Office. You guys, that's a part of my brand. I use quotes and things from that all the time because I want to attract people who are obsessed with that show because I love it. So don't just think about attracting people because of health and fitness. That's a big part of it, but don't get trapped in that. You have to bring the rest of you into the picture so that people fully know you as a person. We are not Beachbody, right? Like I am not Beachbody. I bleed Beachbody blue and I exude that, but that's not who I am as a person. That is not all encompassing. I am so much more than like a Beachbody coach. Like, you know, I am a mom. I am a wife. I love singing. I love being crafty. I love The Office. I love to freaking eat food. Like post about the things you like, you guys. And it's going to be more fun for you. It really is when you can just be yourself and then sprinkle in health and fitness too, you know. It's a mixture of all those things, but when you're just doing health and fitness, it gets draining. It feels draining because you don't get to like just be you. So put yourself in there, and reaching out is going to be so much easier because people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I love that brand of shampoo too. It is the freaking best. Like it has saved my scalp, or, you know, that's how I'm just throwing out examples for me, or that nail polish, like that color is, I love it. Like I have to know where you got it. I'm literally going to Target right now. Is that where it's from? Just putting things out there like that. So people just naturally want to like reach out and ask you questions. Are you actively looking for your people? So that means, you know, so who are you trying to attract? Who's your avatar? For me, honestly, in this time of my life, I am all about mamas. Like, bring it on. Let's do this together. I know what you're feeling. I know what your day looks like. I know it's freaking hard. I know you're exhausted. Let's do this together. I get where you're at. So like right now, that's my niche. Those are my people. That's the things that when I post or that I'm talking about in my stories, I want to naturally connect with them. So I was talking about that nail polish, this fast drying nail polish. I have never gotten so many messages in my entire life about a fast drying nail polish. Well, I'm obsessed. I've talked to so many moms this past weekend about it. Because that's a problem mommies have. We have to use our hands constantly. So if it's fast drying, it's miracles. And using hashtags. I still use a few hashtags that are super, super specific. So like, girl toddler mom is one of them. I have a little girl. She is a toddler. You know, I like to just get really specific. I don't think you need to waste a bunch of time looking into a bunch of different ones, but play around with it. You know, get really specific ones for your niche and go and look and scroll through and find some people, because you guys are not always going to come running to you. You're not always going to have them, you know, maybe you're not even going to have 10 new people right now following you in a week. I don't know. So if that's not happening, if you're not getting, more new likes than you've already reached out to, or you're not getting a bunch of new views on your story, you need to start going out and finding your people, follow them, give them some love, see who they're following. This is all part of like, put this in your schedule a few days a week. If it doesn't happen every day, you guys, but this needs to be in there, you going and actively finding your tribe, because they're not going to run to you right away. These women that have been in, like Lindsay Matway and Ashley Molstead, do they have people running to them? Oh yeah, they sure do. But guess what? They have been in this business for a hot second, and they have worked to the point where they don't have to do that as much. And right now, we're in grind mode. I need to actively be going out instead of sitting around waiting for people to come in, because that's not going to build a business. You just sitting here waiting for something to, people to just fall into your lap. They'll come find me. I talked about, The Office, or, I got the sweater at Target, or, I have a great before and after picture. Sometimes the photos you think are going to bring all the people in, they don't. So you can't ever fully rely on you just showing up to bring all the people in. You have to go out and look for them too. And that disconnects with, are you posting for your people? Are you starting new conversations daily? Are you inviting daily? So all of these things that encompass reaching out come with, like I said, all those other things beforehand lining up. So start with number one. If you're like, I need to recommit to everything, but I'm not giving up these last 3 months, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to show up, and I'm going to do the things. Okay, well then you start with you, and then you keep working through these things. I think no, that was it. So this is a good little, hopefully this sticks in your brain. Recommit and don't quit, because the second you quit and that boulder stops rolling downhill, that momentum is gone. It's gone, and you have to start all over. And it's like your credit score. It's really hard to bring that credit score back up, but it's real easy to see it drop. It's the same with anything else in life, you guys. So tomorrow's Monday. It's the perfect day to just say, you know what? I'm setting that alarm, and I'm not going to freaking hit snooze. I am going to get up. I'm not going to bury my face in my phone first. I'm going to get my energized. I'm going to get my whatever, your podcast, your book, and I am making that first 10 to 15 minutes for me only. And then I'm going to sweat or whatever else you need to do to refocus and to recommit, because you can do this anytime. And like I said, then if you have another day that sucks, just recommit. You're going to fail. You're going to fail, you guys. It's going to happen. You have to fail to grow. You have to fail to learn. It's just inevitable with anything in life. And failure doesn't have to be the end all be all. Just fail forward. Everything in this business is such a learning process, and we're so hard on ourselves. But we're literally building a business from the ground up, right? This is a real business, and it takes real commitment, and it takes real work, and it takes real consistency. So stop quitting, recommit. Tomorrow's Monday, and Tyler actually sent me this quote, and I was like, this is perfect. So no matter how many mistakes you make or how slow you progress, you are still way ahead of everyone who isn't trying. And I loved that quote. I was like, I need to use this quote, because that is so true. This is we're so hard on yourselves. One of my coaches said this to me, and I think it was Alana. I was having a tough day, and my workout sucked. It was MBFA. It was one workout, and it was horrible. And I was pissed. I have not felt this way for a workout in a long time. I could not figure out one of the moves and just stared at the screen and was so mad. And she asked me how my day was, and I was like, it's pretty good. It's all right. And I was like, my workout was a little tough. And she just came in with like, do you understand how many people don't want to work out and they just don't do it? But she's like, you did it and you showed up. And I'm like, you're so right. Like, you're so right. So many people aren't willing to do the hard things because it's easy to give up. It's so easy to give up. Okay, I'm done. Awesome. But to fail, pick yourself up, take a deep breath, learn from it, apply it, that takes work. But you're so much farther than everyone else who isn't even willing to do that, you guys. The fact that you're on this call, it speaks miles. You're so much farther of people who have already just like thrown in the towel. They're not even going to get up tomorrow early. They're just going to sleep in, whatever. 2021 is going to be better. And it's already the end of September. And then we've got Halloween and Christmas. And then I'll start. And then it will be brand new. And then I'll feel better. No, we have to do the things when we don't feel like doing them. So that is all I have. Stop sharing. And then I'm going to go to the chat and see if there were questions.
That was absolute fire. I saw, so like the chat was just blowing up.
Pinterest, that is a good idea. Yes, I do like Pinterest for certain things like that. Agreed, I struggle with. Balance between keeping my stories creative and being somewhat consistent with a brand. Because it's easy to just get sucked into the coaching things but one positive from that, I mean, if you're showing up every single day, which you do, Lisa, with your workouts, like without fail, I always see you working out. Girl's about to, have a baby super soon. And I see her show up smiling during her workouts. So you've already got that down. And so just taking time to be like, okay, well, you love plants. Like you love your plants. And I know you like taking walks and, you have things for your brand. It's just being intentional, right? And remembering just to talk about those things because we forget about them so quickly.
I just want to shout out everybody who got on tonight, who made this a priority. Like there's stuff going on. Like I'm in the mountains at 6:30. I had a photo shoot before this. Like I'm flying in, like it's dinner time and there's all kinds of stuff. You made this a priority tonight. And that's a really big deal. I wanted to go back to, I think it was Victoria said something about invite. Yeah, Victoria said something about inviting. Diamond as a goal. Diamond should be a 60-day goal, no longer. Diamond can take you a week. You need to get that in your head. Like Diamond is as many invites as you want to send. It's going to be your warm market, most likely. There are people who love you and support you. You need to believe in what you have to offer. But one I wanted to share with you guys really quickly, because while Sarah was talking, because going back to reaching out, drop in the chat right now when your last 3 or 5 day free group was that you ran. Be honest. When was your last free group? Which month? I mean, it doesn't need to be the exact date, but like if you're doing multiples in a month, maybe the exact date. But drop that in the chat. And I'm going to wait for you guys. End of August, new one next week. Can't even remember. April. Really need to get back into it. Who else? We got 13 people on this call. Who else has done a free group? I haven't done one yet. Great. Awesome. Okay. Merp. Okay. Me too. And I got into like, hey, I can pay for advertising and I can do all this stuff. And I hit 2-star and like, we've got this team and we're thinking about elite. Guys, you got to get in the trenches and do the shit that works, the vital behavior. So reaching out and inviting, if you haven't laid a good foundation of credibility, like there's a way to just layer this like a really good taco dip. Like, let's just think about something delicious when we think about inviting people. So I just pulled up Facebook. Oh, can't really see that. So if you go into Facebook, oh my gosh, why can't it just, nope, won't do it. If I go into Facebook and I go to groups, if you have your phone right there and you're not on it, and you go into Facebook and you go to groups, you can go up to the top and press create group. Name it free group for right now. You can change it later. Choose public. Don't even add a cover photo and press create group. Free 5-day challenge. Create group. Now your group is created. Now you can just choose a cover photo. Do not think about this. This should take you 4 minutes, not any more time than that. So now you have a free 5-day group. Don't really care what it's about. Like, don't even think about that right now. Go create the group. Next, once the group is created, so if I create this, the next step, I hope somebody's doing this with me right now. This is a live exercise. I'm going free group. I just called it free group. I'm setting it as public and no cover photo. I wish I really could show you guys this. Okay, then I click done. And then it takes me to the group and I just click on the page, whatever. It takes me to the group. There's no cover photo. No, it's hard to see. Is everybody there? Free group. Go up to the top right corner to this little shield. Click that. Don't click invite. Go to that top little shield and go to share. Click share. and then share in Messenger. Guess who's in your warm market, guys? It's your Facebook friends. They're your cousins, they're your family. There are hundreds of people on there. So go to share in Messenger. It's going to show you everybody who's online right now. So maybe you want to create the title and a cover photo, but again, doesn't need to be free 5-day group. Cover photo could just be a cute kid. I don't even care. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Don't overthink that. If you're an Enneagram 1 or like maybe even a 3 or a perfectionist on set, like don't overthink that. The key is reaching out and inviting. So this is just a really quick way, and this is why we're doing this. You have an option right here at the top when you say share in Messenger. It says write a message. So I'm going to write a message. I actually typed one out and it deleted, but I just said, hey, you may have seen I've decided to do this wellness coaching thing. It means so much to me. And the main reasons I'm doing it is to put myself first and to help other people do it too and get results. Mind and body. I always say that, mind and body, because they need to know it's bigger and they need to know why you're doing it. Hey, you may have seen I decided to wellness coach. It means a lot to me. It's really personal. I'm running a free challenge and I'd love to have your feedback on what I'm doing. You're asking for their feedback now. You're asking for them to judge you. You really don't want them to judge you or critique you, and they can jump off a cliff if they have any special feedback, but whatever, you're going to ask for their feedback. Hey, I'd love your feedback and I'd love to be accountability partners. Would you help me launch this? It's totally free. Or thank you so much for considering this. Thank you for considering this. It's totally free. It's a totally free 5-day challenge. And I'm going to type that into the message. And when you type that in, I know you guys can't see this right now, but if you're on that screen, free group, send to, type in that message. And now all I do is scroll down and click send, 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 one-click invites. You've created the text. It doesn't need to be like, hey, lady, I know we haven't talked in 20 years, but I hope you're amazing. And also, can I have your money? Weird. Ew, ick, but like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'd like to offer you this free challenge. It's going to be amazing. I even have a prize for people at the end. I'm doing this thing. It's important to me. I'd love your feedback. Send, 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 send. That's how you run a free group. So create your group. Today is Sunday. I would say create your group to start next Monday. I would, could be Monday, it could be a weekend. Be like, weekend warrior. Hey, I go off the rails on the weekend. I drink and I eat pizza and I'm crazy. Let's do weekend warrior. Like, everybody check in. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday group. You guys could be running these every weekend. It's not one free group a month. It's like your people look forward to these free groups. And at the end of that free group, you invite to your next boot camp. You invite to your next challenge group. You invite to your next fall fitness. You invite to your next fit party. And that's where they buy a challenge pack. But you've proven that 1, you have credibility, 2, that you have a lot of value to offer, 3, that you actually give a shit about them and you're not just asking them for money and trying to sell them something that they don't need, want, or will use. And it actually gives you the confidence in your invites going forward. Hopefully that made sense. I got a little fired up, but I'm thinking about and use a free group to do what you struggle with. I don't like to get up early in the morning. So Homegirl is going to do a snooze you lose free group because I don't want to get up at 7 a.m., but I need to. Because my cat wakes me up when Jen gets up at like 3 a.m. But like, or like wine. I love to drink wine. I need to drink less of it. I need a no wine challenge. Like, for me, that way when I invite somebody, I'm like, hey, look, this is about you, but it's also about me. Like, could we be accountability partners? Because I also have struggles. And they're like, oh my God, she's human. And she's not just being like, do you want to buy Shakeology? Ain't nobody got time for that. I hope that makes sense. I see some laughter, like, hope that's good. Literally, Facebook has made it very user-friendly to do a lot of stuff on your phone. Again, you're going to create the group, go to that little shield in the top right corner, click share in Messenger. Everybody who's online, like literally you can just scroll through. You can invite 300 people in 30 minutes with the same script. It's a very genuine, like heartfelt script. You can invite 300 people in 30 minutes to your free group. Now let's do the math real quick. 300 people are invited. Let's say 25%. Oh, I need easier math than that. Let's say a third of them join. That's 100 people. That's a third. It's 33%. A third of them join. Other ones just ghost. That's fine. You invited them to a free challenge. Who gives a shit if they ghost? Like, who cares? And it was just a one-click send. If they're like, oh, hey, I didn't see this. Oh, great. Join my next one. But a third of them join. 100 people join. half of them kind of participate. So that's 50 people, right? Do the numbers. So if you want to invite 1,000 people, if you want to invite 20 people, I would say, invite 200 to 300 people to this group. And then 50 people participate. A couple really enjoy it. Let's say just even, 10% of the people are like, dude, that was awesome. 5 people, love it. And then you do your pitch at the end and say, hey, I've got this offer. I'm doing this. I'm going all in on this program. You've seen what I can do. You know what this group is like. Let's go all in for the next month together. And they're like, yeah, well, okay, 160 and I get like $500 worth of stuff. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. And now you've established trust and credibility with them. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Free groups, all the free groups. Make them fun. Make them something that you would like to be part of.
Yes. And like you said, I think people feel your energy. They feed off of your energy. If it sounds like you care about it, that's what they go off of. Right. And that's why gearing it towards something that you need and you want, and it's going to make it easier, and you're going to want to engage more because you already need it and they already feel your energy, and they're like, they connect with that. Energy is everything, and being yourself is everything. So are there any more questions? If not, we'll probably wrap up. We've been in the zone. I didn't see any other questions, but if you have them now, throw them up.
And then do we want to just, we have another team call next week. Normally it's bi-monthly, but we're going to have another one next week. And then yes, Sarah and I are probably going to meet and just discuss, I haven't actually told her this yet, but like, we've got some leaders who are coming up through the ranks. And some of you guys who are on this call have shown interest in being leaders and want to help nurture that so that and I'm thinking of my leaders for next year, because this is where the momentum is set for next year. So we really want to equip you to be leading team calls and teaching on stuff. And yeah, you might pee your pants a little bit. Let me tell you about the times when I almost peed my pants before my first team calls. Like, it was real. I probably peed like 4 times the 10 minutes before the call. So if you're nervous, that's cool. Me too. I was. You get over it.
Okay. I think I didn't see any more questions, but no. Yes, let's talk about that. I love that, because the sooner you do it, it's like a Band-Aid. Rip it, be nervous, pee 10 times, and it's fine. And you live and you survive. And the call ends and you're like, oh, still breathing. It's okay. It is nerve-wracking. Sometimes it's still a little nervous, but you just do it. Once you start, you're fine. You're good. You're golden. All right. Okay. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys. Like we keep saying, it's when whoever we see on this call, it just shows us that you guys take what we do seriously, and that you take your business seriously. And it just means a lot, to see you guys here and making Sunday evenings just a priority. So thank you so much for being on and tuning in, and let's recommit tomorrow. It's Monday, and have a great rest of your night. Bye guys.